Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
She shared a post. A guy who can't deal with a powerful woman isn't a real man. This came right after I expressed discomfort with her plan to spend the weekend at her ex's place. I didn't argue. I simply packed her belongings and left them outside her apartment. When she returned, she found an empty place and a note that read, "Confident enough to stand alone. Aren't you? Hey everyone, massive thanks to all who've subscribed. We're so close to hitting 10,000. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button and help us reach our goal." My ex is now scrambling to find a new place to live because her independent woman's strength didn't include a backup plan after burning bridges. 2 weeks ago, she was boasting online about how strong women don't need weak men. Now, she's struggling to secure an affordable apartment on her part-time income. I'm 32, male, and operations manager at a manufacturing firm, earning about $85,000 a year. I was dating Jessica, 28, for roughly 10 months. She works part-time in social media marketing, pulling in around $25,000 annually. Jessica kept her own studio apartment during our relationship but started staying at my place more often. By month 8, she was at my house 5 nights a week, leaving clothes and personal items, though she kept her lease as a fallback. From the start, Jessica was clear. She wouldn't let any man control her. I respected that. Independent women are appealing. But there's a difference between independence and deliberately crossing boundaries to make a point. The warning signs were subtle at first. She'd make plans without telling me, then act like I was clingy if I asked about them. She'd hang out with guy friends and get defensive when I asked simple questions about her night. "I don't owe you a play-by-play of my life," she'd snap. Fair, but basic communication in a relationship isn't about owing, it's about respect. 3 months ago, her ex, Marcus, moved back to town. They dated for 2 years in college and stayed friends after. Jessica emphasized how mature they were, claiming they'd moved beyond any romantic connection. Fine. Adults can be friends with exes. Not perfect, but doable with clear boundaries. But Jessica's version of boundaries was essentially no boundaries. They texted constantly, met for lunch, and had long phone calls about life and work. When I said it made me uneasy, Jessica lectured me about trust and insecurity. "If you can't handle me having guy friends, maybe you're not cut out for a serious relationship," she said. I backed off because she had a point. Trust is key. But my instincts told me this wasn't just friendship. 2 weeks ago, Marcus invited Jessica to a music festival 3 hours away. She mentioned it casually over dinner. "Sounds cool," I said. "When are we heading out?" "Oh, you're not coming. It's just me and Marcus catching up. He got 2 tickets months ago." "You're going to a festival with your ex?" "I'm going with my friend. Our past relationship doesn't matter anymore." "Where are you staying?" "Marcus's family has a cabin near the venue. So, my girlfriend planned to spend a weekend at her ex's family cabin for a music festival. Just the 2 of them." "Jessica, I'm not okay with this." That's when she lost it. "I knew you'd try to control me." This is the kind of insecure nonsense that ruins relationships. Not wanting my girlfriend to spend a romantic weekend with her ex isn't controlling. It's having standards. "Standards or possessiveness?" She shot back. "Call it what you want. I'm not okay with it." "Too bad, because I'm going. I won't let your insecurities run my life." "Then we've got an issue." "No, you have an issue. I'm a confident, independent woman who doesn't need her boyfriend's permission to live." That evening, she posted on Instagram, "A guy who can't deal with a powerful woman isn't a real man." She followed it with empowerment quotes about not letting anyone dim your shine. Her friends flooded the comments with support. "Slay, queen. Don't let him hold you back. You deserve better." I saved a screenshot of it all. The next morning, Jessica packed for the festival. "I hope you use this weekend to reflect on whether you can handle a relationship with someone who trusts and respects me," she said. "I'll definitely be reflecting on our relationship," I replied. She kissed my cheek like everything was fine. "I love you. Try not to be jealous while I'm gone." After she left, I spent Friday thinking about her words and actions. The public post ridiculing me for having boundaries was the final straw. That evening, I texted her, "When you're back Sunday, we need to discuss our relationship." She replied, "Fine. Hopefully you'll have chilled out by then." Saturday morning, I started preparing for her return. I collected all her things from my apartment: clothes, makeup, books, toiletries, everything she'd brought over. It wasn't much, since she kept her own place, but it added up. I packed everything neatly into boxes and bags, taking photos to show I handled her stuff carefully. That afternoon, I drove to her studio apartment building and left her belongings outside her door. She still had her keys and lease so she could access her place. Then I wrote a note. Jessica, you're absolutely right. Strong, independent women don't need men who can't handle their strength. I respect your freedom to make your own choices. Since you're confident enough to spend weekends with your ex despite my concerns and bold enough to post publicly about how I'm not man enough to handle you, you're clearly capable of managing your own living situation. Your things are outside your door. I'm sure a strong woman like you will figure it out from here. Thank you for showing me what true independence means. Tom, I left the note with her stuff. Sunday evening, I updated my social media status to single and waited for her to show up. Around 8 p.m., she arrived with her overnight bag, expecting to walk in like nothing had happened. I met her at the door but didn't let her in. We need to talk, she said. We do, but not inside. Tom, what's going on? You're acting strange. I did the reflecting you suggested. You're right about strong, independent women not needing men who can't handle them. Okay, good. So we can move on. We can move on from this relationship, yes? Her face fell. What do you mean? We're done. You made it clear this weekend that you value your ex's feelings over mine, and your Instagram post showed what you think of men with boundaries. Tom, that post wasn't even about you specifically. It went up 6 hours after we argued about you going away with Marcus. What else could it be about? She glanced at her phone as I showed her the screenshot. A guy who can't deal with a powerful woman isn't a real man. Okay, maybe the timing was off, but it doesn't mean we have to break up. It does. Your stuff is at your apartment. Your key won't work here anymore. I changed the locks. You changed the locks? Tom, this is crazy. This is me letting a strong, independent woman be strong and independent. Where am I supposed to stay? At your apartment. The one you kept because you're so independent. Tom, please, we can fix this. I'm sorry about the post. You're sorry you got caught, not sorry you did it. There's a difference. I love you. I don't want to lose you over this. You lost me when you chose to publicly mock me for having relationship standards. I went inside and locked the door. Update. 2 weeks later, over the next week, Jessica tried everything to get me back. She went through the usual stages. Anger, bargaining, pleading, manipulation. You're being totally unfair. If you let me explain, we can sort this out. I can't believe you're throwing away 10 months over one weekend. This is the pettiest thing anyone's ever done to me. Her friends chimed in, messaging me about how controlling and insecure I was, how Jessica deserved better, how real men don't dump their girlfriends over small disputes. I saved those messages too. On Tuesday, she showed up at my workplace during lunch. Security alerted me that someone was asking for me in the lobby. She looked frazzled, hair messy, makeup uneven, clearly not sleeping well. Tom, please, we need to talk properly. This has gone too far. I think it's gone exactly far enough. I messed up with the Instagram post. I was upset and said things I didn't mean. You meant them when you posted them. You meant them when your friends cheered you on in the comments. People say dumb things when they're emotional, and they face consequences when they say those things publicly. Tom, I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Can we please work through this? Work through what? You went on a romantic weekend with your ex after I said I wasn't okay with it. Then you posted about how I'm not man enough for you. I realize now the weekend was a bad idea. I should have respected your feelings. You realized that after you went anyway and mocked me online. I was wrong. I'm admitting I was wrong. Great. You can be wrong and single. Tom, I can't afford my apartment on my part-time income. I was planning to move in with you permanently. Good thing you kept your place then. Proves you're more independent than you thought. I'll have to find roommates or move back with my parents. Sounds like something a strong, independent woman can handle. She started crying. Please don't end 10 months over one stupid weekend. I'm not ending it over a weekend. I'm ending it over your disrespect for our relationship and your public attack on my character. Security checked in to make sure everything was okay. Jessica left after that. Final update. 6 weeks later, the fallout was predictable for someone who preached independence but didn't live it. Jessica couldn't afford her studio apartment on her part-time salary. She'd been banking on moving in with me to save on rent. She tried finding roommates, but her shaky credit and low income made it tough. 3 weeks later, she broke her lease and moved back in with her parents in the suburbs. Real independent woman vibes. Her weekend with Marcus didn't go anywhere either. Apparently, he was happy to relive old times at the festival but wasn't interested in anything serious. Most of her friends stopped engaging with her posts about the situation. It's easy to hype someone up online, harder to offer real help when they're struggling. Jessica made a few more attempts to reconcile over the first month, always with the same arguments. She'd learned her lesson, she understood boundaries now, she was ready to respect the relationship. Her last try was a week ago. She called from her parents' house. "Tom, I've had time to really reflect. You were right about the weekend with Marcus. I should have listened to you. Okay. I miss you. I miss us. Is there any chance we could start over? No, why not? I'm admitting I was wrong about everything. Because this wasn't about right or wrong. It was about your character. You chose to disrespect our relationship and publicly ridiculed me for having standards. I was immature. I've grown since then. Good. Grow with someone else. Tom, please. I'm different now. I'm sure you are. Living with your parents at 28 probably shifts your view on independence. That's not fair. Neither was posting about how I'm not man enough to handle you. I deleted that post. Too bad I still have screenshots. She hung up. I haven't heard from her since. I've started dating someone new, Amanda, who works full-time in accounting, has her own place and manages her finances. The contrast is striking. When I shared the Jessica situation with her, Amanda's response was spot on. Independence means supporting yourself, not seeing how much disrespect your partner will put up with. The revenge wasn't elaborate. It was simply taking Jessica at her word about being strong and independent, then giving her the chance to prove it. She wanted to show she didn't need permission to live her life. I showed her she was right by stepping out of her life completely. Jessica thought she could enjoy the perks of a relationship while publicly dismissing her partner's boundaries whenever it suited her. Instead, she learned that relationships require mutual respect, not one-sided setups where one person gets stability while the other gets criticized. Her Instagram post said it all. A guy who can't deal with a powerful woman isn't a real man. She was right. A real man deals with a powerful woman by respecting her strength enough to let her face her own consequences. The note summed it up perfectly. Confident enough to stand alone. Aren't you? Turns out, she wasn't as confident as her social media made her seem. But that's what true independence teaches you, the difference between talking about strength and actually having it.